I'll jump in there.
Set the example. How you doing, Chris?
I'm doing great. I'm getting over some nervousness. I appreciate the opportunity to do this hosting tonight,
Are you
but
growing tonight?
absolutely. I
I've
wrote
seen you
down three good
nervous in the
lessons.
chat. You're like, I'm pushing two button, like I'm. This is good. This is because it won't be like this ever again. It's like this is an important part of the self growth. We're gonna do something. It's not gonna go right. We're gonna have good intentions. We're gonna feel like, oh, maybe we shouldn't have done this or practiced ahead of time. But you just keep going. You get the hang of it. And I think that you were like micro noticing things that I'm like, the audience doesn't realize it took you 3 seconds to push. Like they don't.
I'm
So
like,
you're in a
whew.
you're in a safe place. You know how it is. You're good. You don't need to be nervous here. But I appreciate you working out some of the nervousness like in front of people and sharing your plight tonight.
Yeah, that's kind of why I wanted to share. Like autonomy, it's a lot at first. It's so intense. There's so much there. And I feel like so many times I meet people and they don't want to do something because they're nervous, or like they want everything to be just perfect and just right. But I really like the way you encourage just like trigger complexity, do it live, get out there, just try it. And like the number one takeaway from all of the successes I've had that I want to share is like people take it slow, one step at a time. Like you start doing something, you start integrating it into your week, a little bit here, a little bit there, and then pretty soon you could do all kinds of stuff.
Now, what are some of the things you do? You got your editing skills on, you get your thumbnail creating skills. Did you ever think you were going to get paid for making thumbnails?
I never would have dreamed. It's awesome. It's one of my favorite things I do in the work is making the Grand Theft World thumbnails, and the creativity that goes into that is just, I love it. And I get to spend my
Well, you
time
do them for the
now.
clips, but LD does them for the show, right?
Yeah, right.
Yeah.
Uh,
So there's like two different sets of thumbnails you just need for one project, let alone other projects and other people publishing out on the interwebs.
yeah, and then like Sid and Cody, we communicate and we're kind of passing, like you said, the hot potato back and forth. They're like, "Oh, we need a thumbnail, Chris," and like, "Okay, I'll try to do one tonight." It's just fun being part of this team, and it was my dream when I first joined, and now here I am getting to do these things. So it feels amazing.
Now, didn't you go through Passio's Be the Media course, Be the True Media?
Absolutely, and that
So
helped me a lot build these technical skills. I'm still learning all the time, but I do my own podcast too, and so that's given me a place to make lots of mistakes. Learning experiences.
and what's some of the downsides of the mistakes? Like, do they cut fingers off if you make a mistake? How's it work?
It's just this deep wound inside where my inner child goes, "You idiot," and I'm like, Agnieszka told me to stop talking to myself like that.
That's good advice. I was
Be
about to tell you the
nice, you're
same
good,
thing.
Chris, you got it.
Yeah.
Just take what you can get from it, and do it again and do it again until it's easy.
Now, what was one of the challenges the first time you went through the course?
Oh man, time management. And I have a lot of trouble being in front of the computer a lot. That's been something I've had to exercise and get better at. But mostly time management. It was just I wanted to go to all these meetings and sign up with all these to meet with wonderful people, but like trying to make it all happen and still make enough money to survive was tricky. Has been.
For sure. And that's the balancing act that keeps evolving because just when you figure it out, the world will change it up on you. It's like now you got to go over here and learn this other new thing. So I figured if we just keep learning, we're going to be able to keep pace with the world as it changes a lot better. What's a pro tip or a best practice that you could have for season 10 students?
um I would just say like start small, keep it simple. That keep it simple is so important. But like I do 100 push-ups every morning. And the way I got to that was I started with 7 because I'm a skinny guy. 7 push-ups is easy. I got up and I made myself do 7 push-ups for like 3 weeks. And after doing it for 3 weeks, it feels like if I don't do it, something's wrong, you know? And so I think it's stuff like that, like something that seems overwhelming and big and hard. Just try to take a baby step and get used to that baby step. And then you can do the next step and leapfrog from there, a
So
little
it
bit at a
starts
time.
starts with you wanting something and then saying, what am I willing to do to get that? Well, not something hard. Let's start with something easy. And let's start something easy, repeated easily, 21 days, make a new habit. Now that you get down and do that, you can probably do 10, probably do 15, you can probably do 20. You can do anything you want because you started showing up for yourself in that way. And then the struggle is, how do you take that and apply it to over here where you're not keeping track of the garden or something else, right? So that's what the reference, like we're all going through these types of life challenges at different stages. And as you progress up in life and you keep coming through the same course, it's like you're on a different level. You're almost a different person by the time you go through the course again, because you're changing so fast, growing in the right direction. So it's not like you weren't who you were in the past. You're just so much more now. So I think that's one of the powerful things.